Hello, hello, everyone. So glad to see you here on the Sunday night. How are you doing with the time change? It was kind of nice having that extra hour, right? Excuse me, got a little something in my throat, got all choked up. Hope you're all are doing great. So, what do you think of the title? Hey, Marcia, good to see you. So, you keep what you speak. So, what does that mean, right? So, you've heard the expression, as a man thinks, so is he? Does that kind of resonate with anybody? How the way we think really affects who we are in so many levels. So, for example, Louise, good to see you. If you continually say to yourself, I'm frustrated, I'm disorganized, I'm disappointed, I'm confused, right? Right? Yeah, we all have those times, right? But if we are continually saying that to ourselves, then that's actually what we want. That is actually what we are. If you want to use this phrase, you speak into existence. Oh, Melissa, good to see you. That's actually what happens. So again, if we're saying, I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, I'm disappointed, I'm confused, that's actually what we're really wanting. And can anybody relate to this? I remember having really tough times with my boys when we were growing up, and I'd get so angry and frustrated, and I just kept saying, I'm angry and I'm frustrated. Hey, Melissa, so good to see you. And has anybody experienced this where you're in the heat of the moment, and I remember thinking inside my head, I'm so angry that I'm angry. Oh my gosh, can anybody relate to this? Just say a big yes or a number one there in the comments. Oh my gosh. And so I remember, now that I've been learning about this, about really being careful what we say to ourselves and what we speak to ourselves and over ourselves, that I thought, gosh, yeah, there were so many mornings that before I even woke up, I'm overwhelmed. Right. And it was tough times. I'm not belittling it. And especially if any of you guys are, I know some of you are in the middle of storms right now, and you're like, yeah, I legitimately feel that way. I'm not saying that you're not feeling that way, but what if we can change that mindset? So it really comes down to how important is mindset. It's not just, I'm going to think a certain way. If I say it long enough, I'll just, brainwash myself or whatever. Well, when it comes to brainwashing, I always kind of say sometimes my brain needs a good cleaning. So I don't know. But anybody relate to that? Comment below, please, in the comments there. This is a conversation. I want to encourage it. That's what we're building here, is a community of that's why it's called Only Essentials for You, where we're talking about the things that are most important to you, where you are in your growth, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And so this is a conversation, not just me chatting here, but I want to build this community. This is what we're part of here. So definitely comment below any thoughts, questions, anything like that. So coming back to this whole idea about you keep what you speak. So sometimes too, I remember actually not too long ago, I was really mad at someone, and who will remain nameless. And it was kind of something similar too. And I was legitimately upset with the situation. And I just caught myself thinking, I can sit here and mumble and grumble under my breath, and I'm really not helping the situation either, right? My mind is just getting all riled up. And I'm not really helping or changing or affecting it positively, right? And what was I doing to myself? I was yeah, I was fueling my own flames. So yeah, I was actually adding to the situation. So here's another concept in that same vein. You can't change what you hate. Let me say that again. You can't change what you hate. Let's change the conversation. So, for example, this is something that I've been learning in my weight loss journey. It's been it's not really been about the weight loss. That's actually a side benefit. But I got to the point, and I know this sounds really crazy. I don't know if anybody here, just trying to get healthier, just trying to know, and knowing part of that is weight loss. Anybody relate to that? Definitely comment below, say me or whatever. I got to a point where now I learned to love my fat, love my body exactly where it is and how it's functioning and doing what it needs to do right now. And I changed that conversation. So that whole thing, you keep what you speak. So I started speaking it to, okay, here we go. This is going to sound a little cray-cray, but it's, again, that mindset. And knowing how fat, okay, ready for a kind of crazy thing? Fat is good. Fat is a very positive thing, and that flies in the face of all the crud, let's call it what it is, all the crud that's out there. Fat is good. You know why? Because fat, oh yeah, right, Melissa? Fat, it has a very specific role. It actually is helping you survive. So if you're going through a lot of stress, traumas, anything like that, guess what the fat does? The fat that you accumulate is actually protecting your body like a barrier from all the toxins that are coming in, because remember, our emotions and what we're feeling affects our whole body physically. And so that fat is protecting your vital organs from the toxins and keeping the toxins out, and it's protecting you. So a way to change the mindset in that situation, because remember, we cannot change what we hate. So we need to change that conversation, right? So instead, I changed my conversation to, you know what? I thank you, God, for giving me this fat. I thank you, fat, because you have protected me. I've gone through a lot of stressful things and so forth, and the cortisol and everything, is working to protect the body. But now my conversation is, you know what? Thank you. I so appreciate you. I just don't need you as much. And yeah, so in the last few months, I've dropped 40 pounds. I haven't dieted or anything like that, but it started with the emotional healing. So, and also that mindset. And we'll definitely be talking more about that as we go on. So, so kind of related, but wanted to interject there too, that there's, in that process of learning, I really recommend grapefruit oil. Grapefruit oil is, oh, Liz, good to see you. Grapefruit oil is very powerful. You can put it into your diffuser. You can breathe it in your hands. Oops, sorry, don't want that to fall there. And it helps you to honor your body. The way those emotions work with your brain and your physical body is it helps you to honor it. Also, lemon. We've been talking about lemon oil. Another property is not only is it focusing oil, but it helps you to clear away your self-judgment. It really just calms insecurities and actually helps to restore confidence. Another oil I use for emotional and physical healing is peppermint, because we've been talking about that a little bit, but it also elevates your mood. So then you're not getting to that point. Remember, we're saying, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated, and just keep on that merry-go-round. And then the two last ones, I have a blend called Forgive that helps release bitterness towards yourself and to our bodies. And then the last but not least is cilantro oil. And that one, it's a natural detoxifier. So its emotional support is actually releasing control and cleansing that way. So if you want more information about that, please comment below. I'll be happy to help you. So lastly, about this whole you keep what you speak is a really good way to kind of check yourself, because sometimes we need checks and balances. Oh, and I'll come back. How about orange? Orange is a very good oil for uplifting mood and encouragement, having a childlike innocence, playfulness. But in terms of doing the emotional healing as part of the weight loss, yeah, actually it would hurt. It wouldn't hurt. It definitely elevate mood for sure. And then, yeah, Marcia, I know it's like when my mentor said, oh, say thank you to your fat, I was like, okay, it took me a few months, but then I get it, right? So like Marcia, you're saying that, yeah, it's a totally powerful statement. Everything, our bodies are perfectly designed to do the things that they need to do when they need to do it. And so realizing that fat, yeah, like you said, Marcia, but now I don't need you, but that's part of, if you are in the healing process. So that's, and especially when you're using these particular oils, and there are other ones too. This is just actually the tip of the iceberg, but they all relate to, oh, hey, Corrine, good to see you. So they all relate to and connect with supporting your limbic system and your brain as well. And so that's how they all work together. So our points again were basically, in you keeping what you speak, or you keep what you speak, is one, if you continually say, I'm frustrated, I'm confused, I'm overwhelmed, I'm disappointed, then that's what you want. I know that's kind of harsh, but that it is that's how our brain is taking that in, and it's making the synapses to make it possible. Number two, you can't you can't change what you hate, and so you need to change the conversation. So that's number two. Number three, last thing, I thought this was a really great tip, and I learned this from, actually through a second source, Ray Higdon with the Rank Makers. He was talking about what you can do to kind of check yourself, because sometimes we're running this tape, so to speak. Okay, it's not tape, that's outdated. What is it now? CD, video, whatever, through our heads, excuse me, of all these negative things instead. So if we keep saying that, let's say I'm frustrated. Anybody feel frustrated once in a while, or a whole lot? Yeah. So after saying and repeating those negative words, to follow it up with, and that's what I want. So in other words, if you find yourself repeating, I'm so frustrated, follow it with, and that's what I want. And I don't know about for you, but oh yeah, Melissa, for sure. Wait a minute, is that really what I want? Do I want to perpetually be feeling frustrated in this situation, or just with life in general? No, because there's a whole lot of physical manifestations that happen with that as well, and we'll definitely be talking about that as we continue, for sure. So basically, the last thing, the third point again, was a way to check yourself when you're in that pattern of speaking the negative stuff is, insert here, I'm frustrated, I'm confused, I'm overwhelmed, I'm disappointed, and then you say, and that's what I want. And if that doesn't snap you out, let me know. Actually, come and comment, try that, let me know how it goes. We can also, I'll be back here again at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Pacific Standard Time, and let me know how it goes with implementing those little changes, because we're all about the baby steps, right? Little changes here and there. Because the bottom line, and hear my heart, is, do we want to be speaking limitations into our life? We were created for so much more. And when we say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm fat, I'm skinny, I'm slow, I'm fast, whatever, those, in a way that we are limiting ourselves, we're putting those limitations on ourselves, right? And again, we are designed for so much more. And that's something definitely we're going to be talking about more here in Only Essentials for You, because that's important, because this is about you realizing your value and your worth. And I know sometimes someone can say that to you 100 times and you're like, yeah. Well, let's get this healing going. Let's have some conversations. Yeah, right, Melissa? You can't afford to have limitations. Ooh, I've got goosebumps. Okay, I think we've got some good stuff to be talking about more in this group, right? Anybody agree? Yeah, I want to continue this conversation, because gosh, you guys, you are women of value and worth, and your potential, you haven't even started yet. Okay, that's the good news. You have no limits. The sky's the limit. Beyond the sky's the limit. So, hope you were encouraged. I hope you guys have an awesome week, but don't forget to come back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. We're going to keep this conversation going, just talking about Only Essentials for You. Love you guys. Have a good evening. Don't forget to vote, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.